Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of all those who are not familiar with the channel or are watching this channel for the very first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we discuss everyday logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So that reason, it is called uncommon sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. And I also want to give a huge shout out to those who allow me to enter into your devices. That being said, I'm going to ask if you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, hit button as you enter, and set the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do prepare content, you will have the opportunity to either catch it live or catch it on the playback. I want to let everybody know that the subscriber mode has been disabled, meaning anyone can enter a comment or anyone that can join the panel once I drop the link, whether they are a subscriber or not. First of all, I just want to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel. We have an interesting topic, and some people it's controversial. The whole purpose of these topics is to try to stimulate conversation. Um, so the topic for tonight: does a high body count matter? That's referring to sexual partners. Okay. According to this view, so we're going to discuss that thoroughly. Now, before we get into the topic, we're going to get into another round of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show a video from a very huge YouTube creator called Didi. First of all, I just want to say is free use, free use, free use. And it's regarding the situation with a homeless mother who is taken in by her aunt, and what was I'm going to see if I can share it. If my Wi-Fi cooperates, just give me a moment. Okay. Sometimes it takes a while, and I apologize for that. Okay.
Hey guys, it's your girl Didi, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So another video, you guys. Now this is more like one of those text type of video thingies. I want to read this to you guys, and I want to get your thoughts on this because this is crazy. Baby, so this woman really basically just wants her aunt's man. So I'm going to read, chime in the comments. I know this sounds crazy, but this is the kind of ish that's happening on a daily. I'm just, as I got evicted, and my aunt let me and my two daughters move in with her. She's dating a man that I'm attracted to. Shut the front door. And we've been sexual. I know you lying. Well, he says he's not leaving her because she's a good woman. I'm a good woman too. Why would he choose her? I look an F better. Baby, you cannot make this up. So this woman got evicted. Her aunt let her move in with her, helping her out, helping her out in a time of struggle and need. And she gets in there and sees this woman's, her aunt's man, and then says, I'm attracted to him. And then y'all was even sexual. So you laying up in your aunt's house with her man, and now you expect him to leave her to be. Women are so great and so wholesome, right? And just do everything right? Wrong. This is some BS. Now, your aunt is doing you a favor, taking you and your kids in. And the only thing you can think to repay her is by sleeping with her man and then trying to take her man away from her? What kind of ish is this? This is why I say, listen, look, we got good and bad people on both sides. There's some good men, there's some good women, there's some bad men, and there's some bad women. And this is one of the bad ones. Like, it's like, what is in your mentality to make you think that you can come in and try to steal your aunt's man right from underneath her, talking about you a good woman and you can F better? Like, okay, well, he don't want you. He used you for that, and you allowed him to, thinking that was going to take him away from his woman. And now she's probably pissed and bitter, and now the aunt is going to find out, and she's going to kick her out, and now what you going to do? Now you're going to be homeless out here with your daughters, trying to even go. Like, this is some ratchet mentality. And this is why I say women have to change their mentality. Women are not innocent victims all the time. I'll say it like that. This was straight up ratchet, just straight up wrong. And there's no way you should be doing stuff like this, but let every woman tell it. Every woman is a victim. Every woman has got her head on straight. Every woman knows what she's doing, and all the men are just a problem. Now, I blame him too, because you know that, this is her niece, and you in this house with your woman, and you allow this woman to tempt you, and you end up sleeping with her. You're just as guilty as well. You're just at fault as well. You shouldn't allow that to happen. That's ratchet on both their parts. But you would think that because the aunt is taking her and her children in, that you would have more respect for her and not pull something like this. You know what I'm saying? So this is just crazy. I thought this was very interesting and very ratchet, to say the least, that there are women out here who do stuff like this. A lot of women, and I've seen it, conniving and very just, undermined and underhanded, and they don't even care. They have no remorse. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care what you think. They want what they want, and they're going to do what they think they need to be doing to take it what it is they want. And then get mad when they can't fully get it. Now, she expects this man to just leave this woman because she chose to have sex with him and thought that he was just going to leave up and leave his woman for her. What was she thinking? So, listen, these are kind of stories that just show you, hey, all victims aren't always the innocent bystanders. They do a lot of underhanded, ratchet BS, and then play victim and act like they're so innocent when a lot of them are not. So I'm just saying, yeah, they got a lot of jacked up men out here. We all know that. We all talk about it and post it and diss men and cancel them and do everything. Men are always the problem. But when you have women who are doing stuff like this, no, you're just as equally the problem as well. You're not victims, not all the time. So listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think of this. Comment, like, subscribe.
Let's marinate this for a moment. Okay? We're talking about most likely a single mother with two children who became homeless with whatever reason. Her aunt, out of the kindness of her heart, not only taking her lead, but takes in her two children as well. And what does this? And I'm trying to be mindful and I'm trying to keep it BG rated. Okay. This so and so goes ahead, sleeps with her aunt's man. Okay. And tries to take him away from her. First of all, there's plenty of guilt to go around. First of all, let's start with the man. Okay. Um, if he has a good woman, why in God's green earth is he messing around with his lady's niece? Do you know? Do you have any idea what the damage that could be done within this family simply because some boy thinks with his organ, not with his brain? Okay, and think about the level of trust that's been damaged or destroyed by his indiscretions. Then you have Denise herself. She's homeless. Her aunt performed charity, love, and love to offer her home for a family member that's homeless with her two children. Um, Now, I don't know if anybody has been homeless, but that's not a very pleasant thought. Okay. So what does this lady does to show her gratitude? Sleeps with her uncle, sleeps with her aunt's man, and try to takes him away. Now let me make this perfectly clear. Not all women are wretched. Not already are this ghetto. Some are. Okay, some are. And yeah, because the last I checked for two people to engage in intercourse, it requires two people. Okay, that's the last time that that's okay. That's my understanding. So both these two people are just as guilty. Okay, and the aunt can easily throw the man out. Guess what? She's going to be homeless again. Why? Because she decided to let her hormones take over. Okay? Just something to think about. So now I'm going to get into the main topic. Does a high body count matter? Now, when I'm referring to a high body count, I am referring to the number of sexual partners one may have, a male or female. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link. Okay. If anyone wishes, okay. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. As soon as I drop the link, anyone is welcome to join the panel. Oh, before I forget, let me just discuss the rules as it pertains to this platform. Number one, do not overtalk anyone on the panel, meaning the guests or yours truly. Number two, do not disrespect anyone on the panel or on the chat. Number three, if you decide to use as your avatar male or female genitalia unknown bizarre you will be removed. And And number four, I'm adding a fourth rule. Unfortunately, please do not bring your beefs to this platform. Now, I understand that there'll be times when you have certain YouTube creators. I'm going to argue with YouTube creators and YouTube personalities and whatnot for 89 gazillion million reasons. That's perfectly fine. If you want to attack each other on your respective platforms, that's perfectly fine with me. Okay. Okay, and I see here. Okay, and we have cultural politics. Okay, and ya no existe mujeres sin alta body count, Jose. What that means is there's no such thing as a woman without a high body count. You know what? You may have a point there. Okay. Y buenas noches, cultural. Me alegro que está con nosotros. For a large number of the modern women, many of them do have a large body count. Okay, not all, but some. But let's make a couple of things clear because there's also a double standard when it comes to sexual partners. Then they're not. And if a man boasts about having a large number of sexual contacts with the ladies, he's looked upon favorably. I mean, he's a ladies' man. He's a ladies' kid. He's a Don Juan and what have you. He's wonderful, exciting and what have you. If you have a woman that confesses to have a high number of sexual partners, she's a slut. She's a whore. She's a loose woman. In Spanish, she's a puta and whatnot, and on and on and on and on and on. Here, we're not here to shame anyone if they decide to have a large number of sexual partners. That's totally up to them. I'll make it perfectly clear. The number of sexual partners I have had in my lifetime is 3, and I'm 60 years old. So maybe I'm a little bit, odd that way, but so be it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss on one side why does a high body count matters, and then I'm going to get into why some people think a high body count does not matter, because not everyone thinks the same. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about why a high body count does matter, because to a certain number of men it does matter. Okay. One problem is that when you have, and I'm going to make it male and female. Okay. And if there's any ladies that are out there in the audience, by all means, you can chime in as well, because I don't want to make it sound like that we're attacking the women. I'm just simply giving the facts. Okay. One of the problems when you have a high body count is that it could be very hard to be faithful to one person. Okay. Because you're used to having multiple sexual partners. Okay. Over a long period of time. Especially if the body count approaches the triple digits. Now, if you take a look, and that's a say for the sake of argument, you had, say, 10 sexual partners a year, and you do that for 20 years. That's 200 sexual partners. That's a very, okay, for some people, That's a very high body count. Okay. Another problem when you have people with high body counts is they crave sexual excitement. And what do I mean by that? I mean, they want to experience anything and everything. I mean, whether it be, you know, public sex, private sex, sex in a restroom, sex in a car, sex in a movie theater, on and on and on. Okay. Uh, Another problem is when you have that many partners, you might know how to deal with with a sexual deal with a committed with someone in a committed relationship. And when I say that, it's because when you are constantly changing your partners, you're thinking maybe you can do better. Okay. And one of the problem is sometimes people cannot change. People can become addicted to sex. Now, there's a term for that. They're called nymphomaniacs. Some people say that you cannot be addicted to sex. There are people that are. Yeah. There are people that will have intercourse with male, female. People will engage in orgies, which is or they'll engage with multiple partners and at the same time. Now, another problem with with a high body count is that sometimes people can only deal with themselves as far as how many sexual partners they have. And I see here we have another guest. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. And unless I'm mistaken, I think this is your first time here. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much for stopping by. And I just want to let you know that you're more than welcome to hop on whenever you are able. Just to let you know, I do go live 3 times a week. And the topic for tonight is, does a high body count matter? So, Irby, I don't know if you have an opinion about that. I don't know if you want to enter the opinion in the comment, in the chat, or join the panel. If whichever you feel comfortable with. Okay. Now, another thing that people are very cautious when people have a high body count is that unfortunately they develop a unsavory reputation. Okay, like I said before, if men have multiple women, it's okay. They're stud, they're amazing, they're wonderful, they're what have you. Women have the same number of sexual experiences, they're a slut, they're a whore, they're like a human recreation center, on and on and on and on. And one of the problems is that people might not feel comfortable getting into a relationship with a woman that has or a man that has a high body count, and next thing you know, there's a reputation going on and on and on. And then sometimes you get into fights because unfortunately the word's gone out that your partner has had multiple sexual exchanges, so to speak. So these are things to consider. Now, for some people, a high body count is not a concern to them. And some of the reasons why it may not be a concern to them is, number one, they may not be concerned with the past. Now, one thing that we also must have to bear in mind, many women do not feel comfortable sharing the number of sexual partners that they have done. Okay. And that's for multiple reasons. Let me just give you my point of view. Um, Generally, I'm not going to ask the lady um, how many bodies she may have had. I'm not going to ask her those questions. I might ask her questions regarding her past relationship as far as why it went south. And the reason behind that is not to bring shame on her, but to make sure that I don't make the same mistakes that her ex did. Okay. So some of the reasons why for you know they're not concerned about high body count, they're not concerned about the past. Okay. Another thing that lead people not to have the concern about that is that they believe people can change. And I see we have someone here. So I'm just going to state the views of those who appear on the necessary, those are the hosts of the channel. Any the material, whether not the consent of host or the channel, is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people at home might be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And I'm going to try to bring in my first guest.
Hey, Jose.
Good evening, Irby.
What's up? I love the topic. I just saw you was on.
Right.
I would like the topic about the high body count thing. That goes for
Well,
both
first of
men and
all,
women,
thank
right?
you.
Yeah. Hello?
That's
Hello?
correct. Okay, we're not. But you know what's the problem? Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hello. Okay, but
Hello,
you know
yeah, I
what's the
hear you.
problem?
What's the problem?
Okay, but you know what's the problem? Okay, the problem is this: if a man has a high number of sexual partners, it's okay.
Yeah.
If a woman have a high number of sexual partners, she's a slut, she's a whore, she's a, or in Spanish, she's a puta, and on and on and on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
The
here
double
we're not here
standard.
to bring shame if you have high number of sexual partners. No, we believe in that
Exactly.
here. We
Yeah.
believe in one rule, okay? And I see we also have the presence of Keisha. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I just want to let everybody know that she has her own YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask that you please subscribe. She's getting close to 100 subs. So maybe we can get her some subs as well. Thank you very much, Keisha, for stopping by. The topic for tonight is, does a high body count matter? Now,
Yeah, I wanted to
Irby,
answer the question. Yeah.
what's your views on the subject?
Me, I don't
Okay, go
really
ahead.
care. I don't really care. Does she have a high body count or not? Really?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm sure you have a good reason behind it.
You hear me?
Yes.
And I think most men, in my opinion, really don't care if a woman has a high body count, as long as she didn't sleep with the guys he knows, like in the neighborhood. You heard what I said?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I heard you.
You?
But you know what? Some people who don't care, and some people who do care.
Yeah.
Generally, myself, I don't ask. I will never ask. I will not ask a woman her body count. First of all, she's not going to tell me the truth
Exactly.
anyway. And number two, I'm more concerned about the immediate past.
What? Repeat that again.
I say I'm more concerned about her immediate present and immediate past. I'm not concerned about what happened 5, 10 years ago or whatever. And if a lady had a few, no, at this point, I'm going to assume that most women have several sexual partners.
Yeah, that's why I said that thing. It doesn't. That's why I said that manuscript thing where they say a woman low body count. I'm like, unless you're dating a virgin, that a church girl, most girls, most women probably have had more than one sex partner in their life.
Okay.
You heard me?
Look, let's keep it. Yeah, I hear you. Let's keep it a buck. There are some women that have at least 40 or 50 bodies, you know, say 20, in 30 or 40 years or what have you. Okay. And then you have some that have triple digits. Okay. So, but for some people, it can bring a certain amount of insecurity to date a girl or date a person that has a huge body count.
Yeah. But I don't know no girl my age that got like 40, that had to have 40 sexual partners because I'm in my 20s. So,
I'm just what I'm thinking. What I think about is like people that are close to my age. Okay,
oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
60,
Yeah.
so you, so you figure a woman who's 60 years old, she probably have a higher body count, say someone compared to someone who's 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's any ladies that's in the audience, if they want to chime in on the subject, by all means they can do so. Okay. Again, we're not here to bash anyone who has a high body count. We just simply accept the fact that there are people who don't care, and there's people that do.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't. I would look. Of all the women that I've dated, I never asked about their body count because, first of all, a they're not going to tell me the truth, and b um, women in their 20s are going to act a different way compared to women in their 30s and in their 40s. Okay, when you're in your 20s, you're an adult, but you're thinking more of having a good time. You think about hanging out. You think about maybe trying to find yourself, so to speak. So you're gonna be um, somewhat sexually active.
Yeah.
Okay, and we also have Magic Molata. Good evening. How you doing tonight? Oh, I saw your little short that you put on earlier today. Loved it.
Jose, I'm going to step
And
out
I
for a
just want to
minute.
let
I'll be back.
everybody know that Magic Molata.
Hello?
Oh, all right. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now, Magic Molata also has a YouTube channel, which she talks about biracial and multiracial issues, and she's into healing. And I see we also have the presence of Radical Latino. Okay. Actually, for some people it doesn't matter. For some people it does. I never asked a woman regarding her body count because let's keep it real. They're not going to tell the truth. Okay, and I see here you put down for the most part, not all men, but majority of men do. Okay. Like I said before, one thing we have to understand that there are very few virgins out there. Okay, okay, any person, whether it be male or female, once they get into the later teenage years and then get into early adulthood and things of that nature, um, they're thinking about sex, and that's a reality. Okay. And if any one of you wishes to join the panel and express your point of view, you're more than welcome to. The link is there. If not, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Um, in my case, like I said before, I've never asked regarding the number of sexual partners that lady might have. I'm more concerned with uh, what she can bring to the table. I'm more concerned about whether we have any common interests. I also concerned about where we're going to go. Is this going to turn to a serious relationship, or is this going to be a hookup? Because let's keep it real. We have some people that are into hookups and what have you. And I see here we also have the presence of the Golden Goddess. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I just want to let everybody know that Golden Goddess also has a YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask that if you have not done so, please subscribe to her channel and check out her content. Okay, she also does a podcast with Multi, which is um, Tea with Multi. Okay, and she does have interesting discussions, but just be advised that it is for those who are interested in the latest tea. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Okay, but I would like to ask the ladies that's in the audience, what is their viewpoint when it comes to this subject? Do they think a high body count matters? Okay. I would say, okay. Um, but one thing I don't believe is I don't believe in a double standard. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Because again, we keep hearing about, oh, it's perfectly acceptable for men to have a large number of sexual partners. Women do the same thing, they're sluts. Now, I am mindful of the fact that women also have the responsibility, if they're not careful, that they may become pregnant. But that does not mean that they should be held to a different standard. Okay. And I would love to see if what is the viewpoint of the ladies when it comes to this topic. Okay. And I'm glad to see that there's currently 6 people watching the stream. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read an article. I'm not going to share it because okay. Now, this is what radicals. For some men, multiple partners are important because with one partner means that women would be more non-submissive, more promiscuous, and more embarrassing for men. Okay, interesting point. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share an article that was posted November the 2nd of last year, and it's about what's the current obsession regarding body count and does it matter? Okay. Have you ever asked what your body count is? Body count used to refer to how many enemies kicked by the bucket in a movie or video game, but in recent years, the term is being used to describe how many people you slept with. On TikTok, body count has 286.9 million views. As how much is carrying on how many people you have banged shouldn't be a thing for some reason. it's become a trend to put someone on the spot and ask them, "What is your body count?" Someone even had the audacity to ask Adele how many people she slept with during a recent Instagram live about her new album. I mean, she's just been through a divorce. So why are so obsessed with how many people someone had sex with? Does having a high or low number really say anything meaningful about us? Or we're just out here judging each other? And I see here we also have another guest. Good evening, Joaquin.
Good evening, good evening. Shout out to my YouTube dad, Jose Negron. How you doing tonight?
Okay, hi. Fine, thank you. The topic for tonight is, does a high body count really matter? For some people it does, for others it does not.
Yeah, for me, it definitely does. It definitely does. But what Radical's saying is true too. It's certain women that do lie, but I mean, you'll get the vibe from a woman. You can kind of tell because, like, if a woman has a high body count and she was out there like that, a lot of those characteristics just don't go away. If you pay close attention, you can see certain red flags within, the time that you spend with that person. But
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely matters. Don't nobody want to be with a woman that's been passed around. Nobody wants to be with a woman that, every man has, been in. Excuse my French.
It's okay because here I don't censor people. I mean, anyone can just express themselves as they see fit. Now you have some people that will say that it's a double standard. Because a huge number of sexual female partners, that's perfectly fine. If a woman does the same thing, she's a slut, she's a whore. In Spanish, she's a puta, she's a cuero. I mean, on and on and on and on. So how would you answer those individuals?
Yeah, it's a double standard. Double standards do exist. Certain double standards benefit women, certain double standards benefit men. Um, it's just like you know, you have certain women that can use their looks and use their attractiveness to get what they want out of men, or they'll use those, their looks and their attractiveness to be able to move up in certain areas in corporate, or just certain things are given to women for that privilege. Men, we can't say why she doing this or why she getting that because we know what it is. It's just this double standard that benefits women more than more than men does. Contrary to popular belief, I know with a lot of the rhetoric that goes on today, especially when it comes to the feminist agenda and different things like this. Men and women are not the same. We're not the same on that aspect. We're built differently. I'm not saying it's okay for men to go out here and sleep with a bunch of women, but society has deemed it different than a woman going out here and allowing a whole bunch of men to enter her, or you know, different diseases, venereal diseases, and different things like that. So,
Yeah. Actually, there's a YouTube creator that I follow, a female. Her name is Dee. And one of her shorts that she did, that there was a woman that actually got on social media and bragging that she's been run through by a whole bunch of men. And it's like, if you want to be a slut du jour or a human recreation center, that's your choice. Be mindful that um, when you are engaging in sexual intercourse with multiple people, particularly if you're not using any protection. You're exposing yourself to catching sexual transmitted diseases plus pregnancy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's not rocket science. Like you have a lot of women out here that whenever it gets to a point where you're sleeping with so many men to the point that you don't remember who you was with, or you really didn't know his name like that, or you allow yourself to get pregnant by somebody you don't know his name or anything like that, that's a problem. That's a major problem. But yeah, like Radical said earlier, a lot of
Yeah,
women lie because no one people know what they do and how shameful it is. It's like me if I do a bunch of scumbag stuff. Obviously, obviously I'm an intelligent person enough to know that I did a bunch of scumbag stuff that I would like to hide from everybody else. Why? Because I would be perceived as a scumbag. It's just that simple. Versus, a woman, if you know you out here sleeping around with multiple men and you sleeping around with how can I say shady characters and people that are like, very unbecoming type of people. Uh of course you're gonna want to hide that because that makes you look bad, and the type of people that you are with says a lot about your character as well. So yes,
yeah. But you know what's the problem is, and I make this perfectly clear. I'm not attacking women, okay? But we do have to keep it a buck. We live in an age that we see many modern women, okay? Um, they they don't care who they sleep with, and then they're not mindful that their actions bring about consequences. And let's keep it real, men do the same thing too, okay? The difference is that women, um, they risk getting pregnant or being exposed to sexual transmitted diseases. And the fact of the matter is, unfortunately, you have women, some women, they make poor choices as far as allowing certain unsavory boys to gain access to their bodies.
absolutely, absolutely. Just can't let somebody whisper sweet nothings in your ear. You be ready to toss them panties to the side. Unfortunately, sometimes some women fall for that, and it end up being a it end up being something that they regret later on down the line. Or they wasn't paying close attention to who they was dealing with, or they maybe like that person for all the wrong reasons. I don't know, but yeah, a high body count on men as well. Um, a lot of men would be looked at as somebody that's a player for that. I don't necessarily agree with that too much because that comes with a lot of issues as well. Trying to juggle women is not cool. Playing with women's emotions is not cool. Not being straight up, and that caused a lot of confusion and that damaged certain women for the next man, and that's something that I don't agree with either. That's pretty scumbagish. I'm not saying you might not go out have
Yeah,
your fun, this and that, but if you're gonna do that, just be straight up. And if that person decides to take it there from there, then both of y'all know what it is. We all adults.
yeah. Now, to address Irby's question regarding if they don't, how would you know? I mean, the problem is, to be honest, you're not going to know, okay? Because not many women are actually going to admit the number of sexual partners that they have. Because, first of all, that it's not something to brag about, number one. Number two, it has something to do with accountability for your actions. And what we see here is we have many people, both male and female, they're not taking accountability for their actions, which is why you have the situation when you have um, women who has multiple baby daddies and what have you, and men who have multiple baby mamas.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just important for women to pay close attention to that because that's a bag that they literally have to carry in their stomach. And my man, if he can just up and bounce, he's on to the next house.
Yeah,
So that's important for women to understand.
yeah.
But yes, in my personal opinion, body count definitely matters for who I'm dealing with. And what the guy was saying, how would you know if she don't tell you? You can tell by the way she moves. Eventually, it's gonna come out, especially if she from around your way, or she from in the area where you familiar with, or you might know certain people. And these days, everybody put their business on social media, so it's a strong possibility that you can find out that way as well. The only thing I can say for women how to solve that issue, if you know you've been, um, you know, piling up on your numbers in one city, you better pack up and move to another city, but don't nobody know you, and make sure you erase, different social media and start over fresh.
I mean, could you imagine the situation? Like, let's say yourself, Rakim, you decide to date someone, and unbeknown to you, she has a huge body count, and then you go to a certain area, and unfortunately, you know how reputations spread. So you just picture yourself in the situation. You out there with a woman who has a huge body count, and then the reputation is out there, and that means you have to fight out these losers who try to approach a lady because the reputation that's out there that she has a huge body count. So you can just imagine the pressure that you're into because you're dealing with a woman with a huge body count.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be no pressure on me because I'm gonna be, skedaddling. So it ain't gonna be no pressure on me because
Okay.
I'm gonna be bouncing like a pinball in a pinball machine. That's something I can't really
Okay.
deal with.
Mhm. Well, to be perfectly honest, Joaquin, you have the intestinal fortitude to do that. Unfortunately, there are some simps that are that desperate, okay, that though they almost anybody, and we've seen those type of people before.
Yeah, in that situation, you just gotta, you gotta take what comes with that. If that's a situation where that happens, and you cool with that or whatever, you willing to accept that, that's on that man. I can't speak for the next man when it comes to that. The only thing I can say too with certain women is that be careful even playing with those simps because in that type of situation as well, if you mistreat that man or you still doing your thing on the side of that man, you can cause him to flip out and do some type of physical harm to you because that's what happened with a lot of these simps, especially in these days.
Yeah. I think what needs to be done is, now I know for some people it's easier said than done. Try to be honest, okay, and you gotta be honest with yourself. If you know in your heart of hearts eh, that you're not the type of person that can settle down to one person, just be honest, and then leave it up to the person to choose that choice of action. Good evening, Ramon.
Evening, Don Jose. How you doing? Hey, Rakim. What's going on?
Shout out to my
Okay.
boy Ramon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that I'm coming in a a little late because I was in the middle of something. But what did I miss? What did I miss?
The
I,
topic for
I,
tonight is, does a high body matter?
Oh, yeah. What shouldn't it matter? I just understand the question. I mean, one thing is a body count, a high body count with women, and a high body count with men. Because as men, I have a pretty good idea of what your guess is gonna be as to what I'm gonna say. When it comes to that, it might sound quite unfair. I mean, but having a few bodies, having a few bodies for a man is not as significant as it is for a woman because as you know, as we know, women do prefer to be with a man that has at least some experience. He doesn't have to have a high body count, but it is preferred for women that the man has a little bit has some experience because usually it's the man who kind of like coaches and guides the woman through the whole thing about the intimacy. I mean, no, women don't want. Okay, women will mess, I guess, with with a dude who is a virgin and she's the one who has the experience, but her having to teach a man how to be intimate,
they
she's
don't
not
like that.
really. No,
Yeah,
she's
they don't
not
like
really
that.
gonna. No, no, she's not gonna see him as a man. She's gonna see him as a little boy that she has to teach. I mean, and women don't really want that. I mean, it's always better that the man has a bit more experience. Now, as we know, this is something that has been it's been the case through the ages that there is a value on purity for the woman. I mean, the whole notion that a woman can be ran through and she's supposed to still be valuable to a man. That's a new notion. That's a recent notion. I mean, that's not the way it used to be for a long time. I mean, it has to do with the whole thing about knowing knowing if you are actually the daddy or not. Because you can't be just getting together with somebody who is overly liberated and then you don't know if the kid is yours or not because she's being run through with so many by so many others and the way that we men are, it's just not a good look for us. It's not a good look for us to be with a woman that uh, that has been with a whole bunch of dudes and other guys have no have seen her naked and been with her. The next dude that is with her, he's gonna be seen as a clown, like a simp, a cleanup.
Yeah,
I
I'll be
mean,
damned. I'll
Um,
be damned if I get ridiculed.
that
Um,
exactly that's where that comes
I just want
from.
to establish the fact.
Mhm. Uh-huh. Hello, can't hear you, Jose.
Jose, can you hear us?
Yeah, you're muted. You might be muted.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hold it down till Jose gets back. He's
Okay.
frozen in time right now. But
Uh, he'll be right back.
yeah, I agree with what Fulana was saying. You don't need a high body count to have a lot of experience. But it's best that you make best of the experiences that you get and learn the way
Mhm.
how to pleasure a woman's body to be able to have a good experience. We was all we was
Yeah.
all we was all inexperienced at one point, and we had to learn through trial and error.
Yeah.
You don't come out being coached by Mr. Marcus or one of them adult film stars. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I remember him. I remember him. Yeah, yeah, but he messed up. He messed up because I understand that he got a disease I don't know if it was actually HIV, but he ended up having a disease because in that industry you're taking a big risk, and many people ended up with carrying certain infections and certain diseases for the rest of their life. That's if it doesn't kill them, if it doesn't kill them off. Yeah, but it's a high risk. It's a high risk industry.
I gotta disagree with Golden
Uh,
Goddess. It seems like everybody wants that Golden Goddess because those dudes they don't have a shortage of women.
Oh no, that's the thing because women know that the more eligible guys, the guys that they find more attractive, they know that they have a roster, but still more women want to get with them. Look at Future. Look at Nick Cannon. Look even at somebody like Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen has HIV, and women are still wanting to get with him. So, like, no, don't. those guys are not having a shortage of women anytime soon because
But
they're still seen as a goal for certain
yeah,
women, and they're not necessarily like tramps. They're not necessarily tramps, these
because
women, but they still want to get with these guys that so many other women want to get with.
let me tell you something. I can remember times when I was single, man.
okay, I just want
Go right ahead, Jose.
no, I just want to acknowledge the fact that Fulana La Cubana is in the chat and also MLS. And I just want to read because my Wi-Fi is acting up again. Gigi says money is different factor, obviously, and then Fulana says just because they have a flock of women doesn't mean it's any good. And then she says yes, Gigi, and then Irby says exactly. Some women don't care. Okay, now, like I said, like as I said it before, there are people who do care about a high body count. There are others that don't care. Generally, I don't ask that question regarding the high body count because let's keep it real. Not many women are going to confess um, how many men they slept with. I'm more concerned regarding the present, and after a while, you can tell whether or not she's a the person, whether it be male or female. Do
Mm.
they have the ability to be faithful in a committed relationship?
Well, when it comes to the numbers, women play it down, men play it up. I mean, there is a lot of sex that women have that they don't count it because there are instances that there are certain women will have sex on an impulse, or maybe they drank a little bit too much, or maybe they went on a trip to Jamaica and they wanted to adventure, and they don't count it. They don't count it because they make up some excuse in their mind as to why that encounter doesn't count, or that dude that they hooked up at a party or at a club. Oh, that doesn't count because I was drinking. You see, the women play down the number, men play it up. I mean, men men might have a modest amount. Their body count might be a modest amount, but they play it up and they lie about it. So both men and women are lying about it. One plays it up, the other plays down.
Yeah, especially when on those
Um,
trips to Jamaica.
I wonder.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah, also.
wonder if any of the ladies that's in the chat would like to give a rebuttal.
Yeah, hit the link, ladies. Hit the link.
Yeah, you right
Because
about that,
look, the whole
Fulano. But a
point.
lot of
Uh huh.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're not having a flow.
yeah, you right about that, Fulano. But uh, you know what? I'm not trying to be biased here, but a lot of women are very, very manipulative with their lives and deceitful, and some of them try to think two, three steps ahead
Hmm.
when it comes
No,
when it comes.
And Fulana, we're using Jamaica as an example because it could be a trip to Cancun or a trip to Europe or or whatever. I mean, saying Jamaica, that's just an example, but it could be to other places where it's like it doesn't count because it's outside of the country. It's on another land where nobody is saying it. It could be just a trip to Las Vegas. You know what they say about Las Vegas. Something that happens in Las Vegas stays in Vegas. Nobody needs to know.
Yeah.
But we are not living in those times where people can keep their mouth shut. There are too many people that are quick to overshare things in social media, and then they wonder why they get caught and why everybody knows about it, and then they want to complain about people gossiping about them. But well, then stop oversharing shit.
Absolutely. And see, that's one thing about me though. Like a lot of women that I've dealt with never was able to get one over on me because I'm always thinking two, 3 steps ahead too. Because I know
Mm-hmm.
people be out here running game, and I ain't the one to get
Mm-hmm.
game ran on. So I had to make sure I was on my P's and Q's when it comes to a lot of that stuff. So, but yeah, like when it's funny because like times when I'll be single, then like I'll be talking to somebody here and there. But when women see that I'm with a girl, then all of a sudden other women is like trying me now and they want to get up with me. I'm like,
Yes.
why are you waiting for this now? It's
Uh,
almost like
uh,
it's a competition
yeah, yeah,
with a
yeah.
lot of
Jose.
women. Women want what they see other women got.
Jose knows. Jose, I have told you about this very same thing. You know that, Jose. I have told you about this very same thing that Rakim just said, and I have shared about an experience that has to do with that, Rakim, with Christina, and that was a thing last year. I was telling her the exact same thing. And that was when I started dating, just a couple of years when I started like seriously dating. When I was alone and nobody was paying attention, then I didn't have any opportunities. I didn't have uh, uh, like a roster, so to speak. And I didn't have that. I didn't have. I was completely by myself, completely single, completely by myself. Not even friends with benefits. I didn't even have that. That was when I was like what 2021. I was just getting started with the kind of like seriously dating. But when I actually met a girl, I actually had a girlfriend that was going steady with, then all of these opportunities started to show. That was back when I was still in Puerto Rico. And other girls started to show interest because it's like women can sense it all off of you that you are not by yourself, that you are getting a steady, kind of like a steady access to intimacy with a woman. And other women can feel it and they become interested. It's like they can smell it off of you. I mean, I have
Um,
noticed that myself. Hmm. Yeah,
are
Jose.
you saying that women tend to be very competitive when it comes to men?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what doesn't matter what they say. They say that they don't. They say that they are the price. They say that they wouldn't do such a thing. Bullshit. They compete. They're very cutthroat with each other when it comes to competing about what they want, particularly when it comes to men.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
they're
all
very competitive with each other. Oh, hell yeah.
the sisterhood goes out the window when it comes to men. I'll just keep it real. I mean,
And it's not even about the men themselves. It's about showing up to each other. I mean, they take each other's man because it's not like that Chris Rock joke in which he's talking about how it is with men versus how it is with women. Because let's say I meet up with you, Rakim. I meet you, and you had your girlfriend. You introduce me to your girlfriend, and she seems to be very nice. And, oh, I would like to meet somebody like her, somebody like her, not
right,
her. I wouldn't want your girl.
right.
I would want somebody who is kind of like her because she seems
How
to be very nice.
how
See,
did Chris Rock say it? You say women see
and
other
when it
women
comes
with a
to
guy say,
women,
I want him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, when the woman introduces her man to her girlfriend, then the girlfriend is like, "Oh, I want it. I gotta get him." Because she wants to take the man from her girlfriend, even though they have been friends for the longest and they trust each other and all of that. But when it comes to men, that territory, they become very cutthroat with each other. Oh hell yeah! I know that the ladies on the chat will say no, no, like you don't know what you're talking about. Oh yes, I do. Yes, I do know. You compete with each other. I mean, then
Well,
you start seeing all of the fights. They get fighting. Hmm.
well, earlier in the stream, I showed a video. Are you familiar with a YouTuber known as Didi? Actually, what she did was she had a short video where there was a single mother of two daughters. She became homeless, and her aunt took her in. You know what she did?
Hmm.
She started sleeping with her aunt's man and tried to take him away from her.
Point proven. Point proven. That's just what I was saying. Yeah, yeah. And we're living in a time where mothers and daughters are competing with each other. It's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, that's crazy. And I know her aunt was thinking, you sorry, so and so, and I let you in my house. Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm. In the words of my southern grandparents, though, the same thing make you laugh, make you cry. So I'm pretty sure she regretted that when she was back on the street sleeping on that bus bench.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, both the men and the women are guilty. First of all, the man is guilty because what you're doing, um, dipping your pen, so to speak, with your girlfriend's niece, and then
No,
the woman just as guilty, trying to steal a man after she was taking in.
no, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right,
go.
Fulana.
Yeah,
They they
No,
there's
no,
just
no.
real.
they
The thing
both is
is,
wrong. He would have got kicked out. But I'm looking at it from the point of I was looking at it from the perspective that the aunt, the niece owes more loyalty to the aunt in that aspect to even
no,
say
the thing, Fulana, don't be so quick to try to put all of the blame and all of the guilt on the man, because that's what usually happens in this situation. They're not trying to look at it. Okay, it was the niece, but most likely she was an adult niece who actually knew what she was doing. Because I mean, it's not like the niece was a minor, was a child minor who didn't know what she was doing. The, she may have been like a young adult, but most likely she was an adult, so she knew what she was doing, and she knew that that man was off limits. And I'm sure that all of the blame is being put on him. But the thing is that she may have given choosing signals. It sounds like she was giving choosing signals, and maybe he fell to temptation. So I'm not excusing him, but none of them had to happen. None of them had to happen. Men fall to temptation. Uh, but
Okay, well,
there is also
okay, well, if
accountability
I
that
could
has
just
to be
cut
put on
in.
her. Hmm.
Okay, but I would disagree. They're both equally guilty. Okay,
No, no, but
maybe
Fulana,
I'm in the minority here.
yeah.
Okay, and let me explain to you why they're both equally guilty. First of all, the man is guilty because he betrayed the trust of his lady to sleep with her niece. So he's guilty of that. She's guilty because of the fact that she knew that this man is taking, not only this man is spoken for supposedly, but the fact that her aunt took her in. So they're both guilty. And I guess
Yeah,
that,
what I'm
absolutely.
trying
and it
to
seems
say,
like the ladies agree with me.
no, but what I'm saying is that don't be too quick to excuse the needs. I mean, don't be so quick to do that. That's what I'm saying. because that's usually what happens in this situation. The man gets all the blame.
I don't think that's the case with these ladies. I think with Falana and Gigi, they're both stating that they're both just as guilty. Ladies, if correct me.
No, I know what they meant. I know what they meant. I know what they meant.
And I see Gigi put down that she. Okay, but you know what? Okay, we're all okay. But you know, all due respect, I mean, look, there's so many dating apps and whatnot, and and this is the go. And no, exactly. That's my. I don't know if she's homeless again because the story doesn't state if she is. But I wouldn't be surprised if she did became homeless.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do want to appreciate the fact that there's currently 10 people watching the stream. And I just want to say thank you very much. I'm glad to see that the ladies are speaking up and expressing their point of view. Um,
Okay.
okay.
Somebody needs to let
Marquise,
go.
one more,
That's not
okay,
Marquise.
one more,
That's
okay,
not Mark.
one more
That's not
recording,
Marquise.
stuff like
Jose.
that.
That's a troll.
You will
That's not Marquise.
keep okay, the statement broken, or I'll bid you a good night.
In
Yeah,
other words, go F yourself.
that's not Marquise. That's a troll. That's not him. That's somebody trolling as him. That's the same person I've seen. Because I remember I was speaking to Marquise on one live, and then I
Yeah.
was looking at another live, and it was that same guy that was trolling. But but yeah, like I just know, like when it comes to and here's my favorite line that women say, especially if you intimate. I don't really have a lot of experience with this. I don't really do this that often. Yeah, I think I know
Hmm.
better.
How many times? How many times have they said that? How many times have they said that when they have been in a situation getting hot and heavy, and they always say that they're always saying that, but we know better. We know better.
Yeah, I just say, yeah, okay,
Uh huh. Yeah,
sure,
sure. Uh huh.
sure, bud.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
you know what?
both Fulana is absolutely correct. It's both of their faults. He would have been I don't know if he a sorry type of guy, because he might have been one of them guys that was living off of her aunt. If that was the case, he would have been on the streets too.
Hmm.
Well, you know
I don't know.
what?
I don't know.
To be perfectly honest, we may not know the final story, what happens. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, again, both both parties are just as guilty. Okay, for different reasons, but they're both guilty. He's not innocent. She's not innocent.
Mhm.
Absolutely, Fulana. I can hear his voice right now. You gonna kick me out? You gonna kick me out? I can hear his voice right now. I know guys like that.
Well, I'm happy to say that I have my own place, which I own. I did not rent. So there.
Mhm.
I mean, forgive me if I flex a little bit. It's just
Mhm. That's all right.
no, but you know what? Look, when everything is said and done, okay. If you know in your heart a player, whether it be male or female, just be honest. Okay, that's the main thing. Okay, there's nothing worse when you try to front that you are trying to. Uh, you know what? Gigi, I love your sense of humor. But you know something? Um, when everything is said and done, if you know that you are a player, be true to yourself and be true to whoever you're gonna mingle with. Don't try
Yeah,
to
that's
act like yeah.
yeah, that's not always the case, especially if they like, yeah, I'm a player, but I need somebody. So they gotta. I'm still a player, but I can't be truthful because I'm looking. I'm a parasite, and I'm looking for a host. I need somebody I can leech off of. You got those guys out there like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
Those are the ones. Those are the ones that have a lot of time on their hands, and those are the ones that get the most practice. And because they get the most practice, then they're the ones that can put it down better. But they're usually bums, and too many women like those bums. And the guys that have something going for themselves, they don't want it because they're considered to be boring and lame and so on. They get put in the friend zone. It has happened to me a couple of times. Yeah, I'll admit it. It has happened to me a couple of times, being put in the friend zone. You learn a lot. You learn things when you have to
But
go through those experiences. I mean, I
but
don't have a problem admitting to it.
yeah,
You
believe
have,
it or not, believe it or not, you got some women out here that will purposely overlook me who got they stuff together because he's not in a position where he can be controlled, or he's not in a position where you're gonna be able to talk to him crazy and different things
yeah,
like that. Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
because he's, yeah, yeah. They're gonna
I'm
be
not
in a position
tolerating
where, okay,
no
okay, look.
disrespect.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like, okay, you're not gonna be talking to me crazy. You can get out the door.
yeah.
Yeah,
That is the door. Get out.
it feels good to say this is my house. This is
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
house. I pay the mortgage up in this piece. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
one. You see that light bill on the table? I pay that. You see that gas bill? I pay that. You see that water bill? I pay that.
Yeah.
But then that's probably when you come home and see all of
Yeah.
your clothes
Um,
poured with bleach poured on it and different things ripped after they done left. You're like, oh, I gotta go find her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
well, actually, I come from a family of womanizers. Okay, my paternal grandfather, according to my mom, God rest her soul, he had 26 children by 8 different women, and a lot of my uncles have the reputation of being womanizers. Womanizer, but you know what's funny? I didn't come out that way because when you think about it, when you are with a person, you have to deal with everything, the good, the bad, and the crazy. So just imagine multiplying that 4 or 5 different times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say, oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
with
but
you. I'm
I've
with you
had
because I
a,
want to or because I have to be.
yeah, well, I've had that. I've had that in my family. I mean, not so much with my grandfather, but my dad. He was the one who was kind of like what they call a rolling stone. So he
That's
had he
truthful, Hannah.
Yeah.
he had issues. He had issues. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but like when it
Yeah.
comes to, I'll just reiterate when it comes to body count, at least on the men's side, it matters a whole lot. I'm not trying to wife up a turnstile here. You know,
Mm-mm.
I don't want nobody to be
A
slipping.
turn, damn, a turnstile.
Yeah.
An old turnstile that has been run through a lot. Oh shit.
um,
Um,
I don't want
Well,
nobody to be. I don't want my name.
actually, I have a couple.
mm,
Actually, I have a couple of names like a slow and a human recreation. If you know what I mean.
well, you broke up a little bit. And what kind of recreation? Recreation? You say?
Okay, I said no, no. No, I say a slot du jour, or a human recreation center.
Oh, yeah, community property. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it.
Yeah, I don't want my name to be brought up in casual conversation.
Yeah,
Like guys
or
that
community kitty.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want my name to be brought up in casual conversation. Like when guys be like, "Man, you heard about Rakim, man? Yeah, man. Damn, man, Rakim went out like a sucker, man." And
Yeah.
like, yeah, man. Man. She been known like that since we was like since senior year of high school, man. Man, I
Yeah.
don't know. I know he got to know something. I know he ain't that dumb. I ain't trying to go out like that, man. So I'll make
Mm-hmm.
sure I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to red flag. It don't take much to see. People, it don't take much to see. But yeah, it definitely matters. And men speak amongst each other. So a lot of men
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah. Word gets around. Oh yeah. I mean, there are the what they call locker room or barbershop conversations. Yeah, men talk about amongst themselves too. It's just that it is an increasing thing that men don't have their own spaces, because you can't keep women out now these days. Women can have their places, their spaces where they can talk about themselves, but apparently there are less and less places for men to talk about themselves. Yeah, but men talk to each other.
Mhm.
Also, when it comes to women, and I know that there are women that don't like it, but we do that. I mean, women talk about men all the time and trash talk men amongst themselves and all of that. And they're free to do that. I mean, we have every right to also discuss amongst ourselves issues that we might be having with women. But that is because we love them so much, not because of hate.
Well, yeah, but the fact about it is, and this is something that I wish some people need to understand, that men need a place that we can be and we can express our point of view without fear of judgment. I mean, but you try to explain that to certain people, and then people get woke, people get
Hmm. Well,
okay.
I'm just
Well,
gonna be me. I'm just gonna be me, and the whole notion that I can't express myself because of me being a man, and everything that I say as a man is met with the accusations, of being misogynist and all of that. That expressions like that get thrown around so much that they don't mean anything anymore. So I don't care. I don't give a shit.
what's the problem is, you have certain people, both male and female. They'll use
Mm.
expressions, but they don't have a clue what the expressions mean or its significance.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I see I gained another subscriber tonight.
No, that's good.
Well, thank you
That's
very
good.
much. I now have 177 subs.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Well, well, you know what? I appreciate all the love and support that always me.
Yeah.
The people in the chat, people who appear on the platform, and the fact of the matter is, uh, all of you made this success possible. It's not just me. I can talk whatever, but the fact of the matter is, to have all these many people listen to me regularly, it means a lot.
Hmm. That's good. That's good.
So
All right.
yeah. So, but the bottom line is, like I said before, um, you know, there are double standards, but you know that people that we do gotta bear in mind. Um, when women share their bodies indiscriminately, um,
Hmm.
they are exposing themselves to sexually transmitted disease and unwanted pregnancies.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you know, in the in an in an ideal world, okay, if you're leaving early, thank you very much for stopping by. In an ideal world, everything will be equal. But we know for a fact that there are some consequences that are only pertinent to men, and there are some that are pertinent to women. Okay?
Yeah.
What's your view on that subject?
No, I agree. I
Okay.
agree.
And of course, if any, yeah, yeah. Of course, if any of the ladies would like to join the panel, maybe they think that what we're saying are crap,
Hmm.
or
No, I
we
mean,
don't know what we're talking
we
about.
could,
We want to give a
exactly,
rebuttal
we
by
could be
all means.
wrong. We could be wrong. I mean, I'm sure that the ladies are welcome to come on the panel and put us on our place. So they're free to do that.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Irby. Please always remember that you have a home here. So,
All right,
and
take
seriously,
care, Abby.
ladies, if if you wish to join, if you wish to join the panel, by all means do so. Okay. We would like to hear your point of view. Okay. And if you think we're crazy, that's okay. Just share with us what is your point of view.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ramon, any idea when you're gonna be doing your stream soon?
I thought that I was gonna do one tonight, but you beat me through it. It's one of you guys that are always beating me through it. Like, oh, there is no day available. I was gonna do a little something, just kind of like
Okay.
let my thoughts wander. I wasn't gonna say anything specific, but I thought I was gonna do one uh, tonight, but I guess not anymore. So let's see what happens either tomorrow or on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know something, Ramon? The problem is that there are going to be times that we're going to have scheduling conflicts. Okay, that is the reason. Um, you know, and it's just that it happens that way. There's been a few times when I've done the stream where Don Armando has been on at the same time, has been on at the
Yeah.
same time, Gigi's been on at the same time. I mean, look, it's a fact of the matter is this. We're all trying to do what we can to create content and to try to grow our channels.
Right. No, I get
Okay.
it. I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
I guess, yeah. Did you see the comment the friend made?
The comment that what? I'll say, I'm sure you're enjoying this
Look
weather
at
because of
this.
freezing. Don't ask me about the weather. Don't talk to me about the weather. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to think about that right
First
now.
of all, okay. First of all, it's 39 degrees outside, so it's not even cold. It's
Hmm.
not even chilly out there.
Well, what about? It's just a little bit warmer than that, and it's already too uncomfortable for me. Yeah, yeah. And some of that Arctic that Arctic freezing temperatures that you like so much. We're getting the edge of it, where the kind of like a cold front that is covering basically all of the Midwest. But we're getting where I'm at. We're getting the very edge of it. So yeah, it's chilly down here too. And it's gonna be like that for the next couple
Okay,
of days.
well,
I don't
you
know.
know, definition of chilling
Hopefully
is a
that
little.
goes away. That goes away, so we can get some warmth back.
Well,
Because I'm really not fond
yeah,
of
well,
it.
yeah, it's raining. It's raining. It's raining, and it's in the upper 30s. Okay, it's a little on the chilly side.
Yeah, yeah. It's been raining
But
down here
let's
too.
but yeah, but getting back on the topic. Okay,
Mhm.
it's true for a lot of people. A high body count does matter. Okay, um, but the problem is most people aren't going to admit, unless you have a very low number, the number of bodies that you had. Okay, like in my case, I have had only 3 sexual partners, and I'm 60 years old.
Oh, oh, oh! You have kept yourself pure. Well, that's not something that I like to go into. But yeah, I've had a couple more than you, and but then again, it's like how much you can get out of it. I mean, from each experience,
Yeah,
because there are the ones that do the whole one night stand thing. I don't think I could do that. It's not my thing. It's not my thing because I'm sure that I'm gonna like it the first time. So I would like to have repeat performances. So I try
yeah,
to
okay.
make it as good as
But
possible so that it happens again. Hmm. Hmm.
yeah. Well, I am not going to confess how long has it been. It's safe to say it's been time. That's all I'm going to say on the subject.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well.
It's just that, but uh, but like I said before, I come from a family of womanizers. I mean, let's keep it real. My grandfather was a womanizer. Many of my uncles were womanizer. My father was a womanizer, but somehow I turned out the opposite.
Hmm. No, but my
But you
grandfather
know,
was separated when he passed away. He was with another woman. But he was only separated because he didn't want to divorce. But he was having so many problems with my grandmother. He ended up like leaving the house and went to live with someone else, and then he passed away. Fortunately. My dad is the one who's been like more like a
okay,
Rolling Stone, thing going out, going to, who's been jumping around and making babies all over the place. I mean, from what I understand, he didn't catch a disease, but now he's older now. He's in his early 70s, I think. But yeah, I have a few half
yeah.
brothers and half sisters. Hey, Morena, what's going on?
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge that Morena is in the house. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I just want to let everybody know that Morena also has a YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask
Yeah.
that if you have not done so, please check out her content. And to air her streams late at night, so therefore she does not conflict with any of the YouTube creators.
Hmm.
Morena, if I'm wrong,
That's
please
the thing.
correct me.
It's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. Try not to conflict with everyone else because everyone else is doing streams and all. Yeah. What's the other thing here? That number host. Golden. You have to you
Actually,
have to rewind.
Actually, yeah,
Go back on the
Gigi,
replay. Mhm.
I was just acknowledging the fact that I've had 3 sexual partners in my lifetime.
Yeah. Well. Well, well, I'm not gonna get into numbers, but
Nah,
I can say that most of them, for obvious reasons, most of them have been Puerto Ricans, but I have I have dated a couple of other nationalities, so yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, my first sexual partner was white. My second sexual partner was Puerto Rican, and my last sexual partner
Mhm.
was Dominican.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Yes, Marina.
Well,
Yes,
well,
Marina.
no, I don't
Three.
want
Three. Oh,
to. Yeah, yeah. Well,
you know,
if I don't want to get into numbers. Most of them were Puerto Rican. There were a few of them, but I have been with a couple of Dominicans, and I have been with a Haitian and a Jamaican American. So
okay.
I'm not gonna get into
Well, the last
specifics.
time I had, well,
Great times. Hmm.
yeah. Well, the last, yeah. Well, okay. Wait a minute. Now, I say, wait, Jose. Didn't you smash the black one you spoke about the other day? No, I did not smash her. She was my okay. My first girlfriend was black, but we didn't knock boots.
Yeah. Morena, yo sé lo que me gusta. No todas han sido morenas, no todas, pero han habido algunas. Ujú. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Yeah, but yeah, but you know what? I do appreciate the fact that there's still 5 people watching this stream. Thank you for all the love. Well, que Fulana is like my dad.
Yep. Okay, Fulana, you're talking about what you
Oh
said about
my
me?
goodness.
Yeah, well, I'm Caribbean. I'm Caribbean. I know what I like.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Okay, I see. It says
Yeah, because
we
we got
got
that
that
good.
good.
Yeah, especially,
I don't
yeah,
know.
especially if he doesn't have like a ton of mileage. Because if nah, if it's all stretched out, then nah, it's not gonna be so good. Yeah, yes, it is a good
Yeah,
stream,
I
Golden.
mean,
It will be,
yes.
it will
Thank
be
you.
better.
Thank
It will be better. It will be better if one of you ladies will come up, kind of like balance things out, not just talking about the a man's perspective. I mean, you can kind of like
But
spice it up a little bit.
okay.
Hmm.
Well, you know what? I did extend the invitation, so I'm saying I did extend the
Yeah.
invite.
The ladies just want to listen. They just want to listen. They don't want to come out because they feel like they're being put in a compromising position or something. Come on, we're sharing about us. Share a little bit about you, ladies. I mean, you don't have to get into details. We're not gonna press you,
Look,
but
look. Let me look. Look, ladies. We're not gonna interrogate you regarding how
no,
many partners you
no.
have,
I mean, we
who
might
you
ask.
did it
We might
with,
ask a
where you
question.
did it with, and or
Sure, you don't, Golden. Sure, you
okay.
don't.
All
Sure, you
right.
can.
Well, you know what? I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. No, 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 no. If she's not come up, she cannot come up. I know. Gigi's not the shy type.
I can come up today. Sure you can. Sure
We
you can, Golden. Uh huh.
no, 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 no. One thing I was I have to say, one thing I have to say about Gigi, she's not the shy type.
Oh no, we know that.
Okay. Well,
We
all
know
right.
that.
Well, all I can say about
That's
her
what
is
Morena.
buen provecho.
Ajá, buen provecho, chica. I don't care, but I'm eating a late dinner.
Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. Eating a late dinner. Uh-huh.
No,
Okay.
no, no, no. We got to give ladies a little bit benefit of the doubt. Okay.
The benefit of the doubt. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's just, I'm not
Yeah.
shy, it's just loud here. Ah. Uh-huh. Okay. I have a toddler. She's living in a field. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? You know
No,
what?
maybe
To each his own. To each
maybe
his
if
own. Okay.
you can come up
Because
to the panel, you can ask questions though. Keep the combo going.
yeah. Wow. You know, this kind of reminds me we did the stream regarding toxic femininity. Didn't we invite the ladies to come up on the panel
They
multiple
didn't come up
times?
that time. They
Okay.
didn't. The ladies didn't come
Actually,
up that time. Hmm.
no, they didn't. But we did extend the invitation. Oh, Fulana asked me a question. Do you have
No,
a
no,
question
no.
for
But
Fulana?
were the ones? No, but were the ones on the panel? Were the ones on the panel? Ask the panel a question. No, because we can ask you about your body count, but you're not going to talk about it, right?
Okay.
Because that's what we're talking about. That's the subject.
But you know what? We may not ask them what their body count is, but
Hmm.
what we can ask them whether or not they you know they're the type of ladies that are seeking a committed relationship and things of that nature. Questions that are a little bit more safer for the ladies to answer.
Ah, okay, but they're all gonna say yes. All of
Okay,
them
let
are
me
gonna
see.
say that they are the type that want to be that are seeking stable, long-lasting relationships. All of them are gonna say that. A body count is decent. Define
Uh
decent. Define decent,
okay.
Bolana.
You know what? Uh, you know what? She may not feel comfortable.
No, 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 because when I say define decent, I'm not asking
Um,
for a number, even though we have shared numbers. You and I have shared numbers. So, Morena, what's the best position? You know, Morena, I'll tell you what the best position is. I'm gonna be very blunt with it, and you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. The best position is the one that allows for the man to hit the G spot right, and you know I'm right. I don't think we're all taught. No, I didn't say such a thing. Come on, Golden. Come on, I didn't say that. But you heard what I said, Morena, and I mean it, and
uh,
I mean it because that's how a man can get the woman all caught up. Yeah, I mean it. I mean it.
okay. Wow.
Hmm.
You know what? We do have to give the ladies a the certain benefit of the doubt for a certain extent. You know, I eat groceries.
No, no, Fulana.
Well, what
When
else I'm gonna?
I didn't say anything about eating groceries, but but I have made an exception in my life. In my whole life, I have made one exception with one woman, and that woman, there was somebody I knew actually that I have known for a long time, and she knows her hygiene. I mean, the hygiene has to be on point. It has to be very
Well,
clean. It has to be squeaky clean, hygienic. If she wants some tongue love.
okay. Okay. How you gonna respond to this, Ramon?
Morena has heard me before. I have already made a statement about that. I'm not taking it back now. I know that there are apparently there are guys that are that they act like they are too good for it. I don't think I'm too good for it, but the woman has to earn it. That is earned. That's absolutely 100% earned. Gracious, as a matter of fact, you said it on my stream. I know what I said. I know what I said.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm not saying she keeps on coming back.
I do
Yes,
recall
yes, I said it.
you did
I said
say
it,
it.
Fulana. I said it, Fulana. 100%. I said it. Yes, I said it. And you know that if a man were to do that to you, if a man were to do that to you, you will keep coming back too. I mean, if you could appreciate it as a real woman, yes, you would. Oh, yes, you would. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what? This is why I kind of thought was going to happen. Part of the reason why I wanted to do the stream because basically, I wanted to get both points of view, something to that we can a little bit.
Ujú, ujú. Yo soy una señora decente y están hablando muy freco. Sí, pero como te encanta, podré estar hablando muy freco, como tú dices, pero te encanta. No, no me chaves.
I wonder. I wonder, does Gigi understand conversation?
I think she understands a little bit. She used to be with a Puerto Rican, right? So I'm sure that she understands a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, I think she used to
Okay,
be. She
but
used to be with a
but
Puerto Rican, so
something. But you
yeah.
but you know something. You gotta have a little bit of fun sometimes. Okay, because if you're
Yeah,
constantly talking about serious stuff, after a while, people get bored stiff. Okay, so
that's a good thing to remember.
you gotta loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good thing to remember. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't want to keep it serious all the time because people can get tired. People need kind of like a humor, pick me up type of thing. Understood that writing? It reminded me of my mother-in-law. Right, right, right.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, well, let me just let you, Ramon. Let me just tell you that Gigi now has a podcast with Multi called Tea
I have to check
Tea
it
with
out.
Multi and Gigi. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I have to check it out, Chica. Hmm.
yeah,
I
okay,
haven't done that already, but
yeah.
yeah,
So
I
I'm gonna
will a little.
ask, I'm gonna ask, yeah. So I'm gonna ask the uncommon folk to please check out the podcast. You find some interesting tea.
All right.
You no, no, you're welcome. I have a lot of love for you. You know that, and of course, you know that you're always welcome here, my cyber home.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
um,
Señora
do you have
de
anything else that you
her
want to
brownie.
add? Go ahead.
No, 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 just laughing a little bit of something that Morena put on her, the comment that she put. Grandmother used to say, "Yanka her brow in Polish." Okay.
Okay.
All right. You were saying, Jose?
Okay. Um, yeah. Question: have you been using your community tab lately?
I have used it a couple of times, but I need to make more use of it. I have to use it more. I have to kind of like come up with things that are fine and repost them. Being able to repost them or post something original, picture or something. I have to come up with something. Yeah, yeah, I have used it.
Yeah. Well, I've been using my community tab quite a bit. So what I'm doing is I've been posting regarding my upcoming streams. I also have been posting pictures of my family. Okay.
Hmm.
Just just so people of the uncommon folk have an idea. What type of person I am. I'm not just someone that loves when things gets a little chilly. There is a human side to me, and it's just that my way to let the uncommon folk try to get to know me a little bit more.
Hmm. Okay,
So,
got you.
but I do appreciate all the interaction that I've been getting. Uh,
Hmm.
Perhaps you can do a stream tomorrow night. Wait a minute. I think um, you know what
Well, I would like all of the
at
ladies
this point,
to join. Hmm.
yeah, that would be great. But you know
Yeah.
something, Ramon, I think what you need to do is you need to get into a habit to try to do at least one stream a week, and you can't really be worrying about
Yeah, it's just the
scheduling conflicts
scheduling.
because look, the reality
Yeah,
is
that's what I'm always worried. I'm always worried about the
really,
scheduling because there is always somebody who has an audience. They're gonna do a stream. I don't worry too much about Radical because he does his streams early in the afternoon when I'm not home yet. But I'm more worried about somebody like Fighter. He has a bigger audience, and I know that people will flock there. So yeah, yeah. But I have to do one
well,
soon.
generally, yeah. Well, generally, the days I do a stream is Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
change a little bit depending what's going on. Like next week is Thanksgiving. Um, so, in fact, I've been in spend it with my niece.
Okay, got you.
Yes. Do you have any plans for Thanksgiving?
I'm gonna be out of town for a couple of days. I mean, I'm gonna go see my sister. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. And this Thanksgiving, yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna be out there. I have to. I'm gonna go see my brother-in-law. I mean, he told me a while back, like, "Oh, come down for Christmas. Come here. This is your house." Yeah. Especially because of what my sister and I have been dealing with this year. So the our loss and all, and my brother-in-law, he's like, come on, man, come and visit us. Spend a
Yeah.
couple of days. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing just that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, look, it's been difficult. I can just imagine, but it was the fact that all the stuff that's going on here. That's a good reason to be thankful.
Yeah. Uh,
So,
okay. You could tell me that.
what I'm yeah
Uh-huh. Yeah. Go on. Go on.
yeah I know it's easier for me to say that. Okay. Okay. Um, I'm just learning how to cook a little, so I don't. I just eat.
Yeah, I'm planning to only eat. I'm gonna be traveling, so where I'm going, I'm not. Usually when I cook for myself, so I live alone. But where I'm going, I'm gonna be eating because I'm gonna be
Okay.
meeting people. So yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop to wrap this up because actually, believe it or not, I'm gonna be going on another stream later tonight. I was just
Oh yeah.
invited. Um,
Oh,
so, yeah. So
oh, you see.
actually, I'm. Do you know about the? Do you know about the Discord?
I've heard about Discord. I don't use it. Not on Discord. It's kind of like
Well,
I guess that's where
well,
the
I happen to be on it.
uh, I know that I think that Twitter Spaces, that's where Twitter Spaces comes from, and what they do on Discord, but I've never been on Discord itself.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Um, okay. For Thanksgiving, it's going to be here in New York, if that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about where I'm going to. Actually, I've been invited to attend another stream by another YouTube creator.
Mm-hmm.
I am on the Discord. So what happens is, after I do my streams, my videos gets posted there, so people from the Discord can see them. It's just another way to try to expand my audience, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah. Because I to the point but it's going to take a long time because I have only 177 subs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
see. I see.
so what we're going to do is we're going to start to take closing remarks. As always, I want to thank everybody on the chat. I'm not going to start to mention names because unfortunately, when you get to be my age, uh,
Mm-hmm.
you tend to forget, and I don't want to forget anybody because they're going to get upset with me, and then they get nasty with me and what have you. So I just want to say a huge shout out to everybody um, that appear on the chat, everybody
Yeah.
on the panel. So now we're going to take final remarks. So we're going to hear from the lover of cold, who
No.
wants Texas to
No.
become a ski resort,
Mm-mm.
who
No.
enjoys going skinny dipping in Alaska in winter, who wants to go to Times Square to watch the blob wearing shorts and chancletas, who wants to become a
Mm-hmm.
member of the Polar Bear Club, who also wants to of the golden sphere, the introvert Bariqua.
Yeah, I'll visit a golden sphere, but not a golden sphere. I'll get hypothermia. But Don Jose, I appreciate you letting me be on your panel to so that I could bring my 2 cents, share my 2 cents when it comes to the subject. But this one is being talked about on many platforms, so that's not something that it can be just one conversation. This is something that can be that this could we could talk volumes about this because it has to do with dating and relationships. Dating and relationships are still going on to a great degree, so there is still something to talk about, and I wanted understood with the ladies that yeah, we are talking about you, but it's not because we hate you. On the contrary, we just get mad at you because it can be so difficult to get to establish something with you. But we don't have a problem saying that we want women in our life. I mean, it's certain women that go on and on talking about that they don't need a man. Uh, so they're lying to themselves. But still, Don Jose, I appreciate you letting me be on your panel. And to the ladies, I mean, I'm gonna see if I can do a stream soon enough. Let's see if I can get one going before the week is out. But I hope to see you guys. I hope to see the ladies on it. And once again, shout out to you, shout out to the chat, Morena, Golden, and Fulana. You're the ones that I see right now. So shout out to all of you, and and until next time, thanks for having me.
Okay, well, thank you very much. The whole point of this stream is not to cast any aspersions on the ladies. It just acknowledge the fact that you know there's certain people who are concerned regarding when dealing with someone with a huge number of sexual partners, more female than male. It's just the whole point is just to create conversation behind that, and that's all it was. I want to thank again everyone on the chat. I'm not going to stop mentioning it, forget, and then people get upset. I do want to appreciate the fact that we had the Boricua and the. I want to let everybody know that I'm going to be live on Thursday night at 8 o'clock, and we're going to have open discussion, meaning we're going to talk about anything and everything. So if anyone wants to, okay. So if anyone wants to talk about anything, okay, okay, cool, okay, we can talk about anything. Or if we want to talk about this again on Thursday, we can do it as fine. I mean, the whole point is this: it's an opportunity, whether it be on the panel or whether it be on the chat, to talk about anything that's on their mind. Okay, all we ask is don't overtalk anybody, don't disrespect anybody. Please don't use as an avatar male or female genitalia, and don't bring any beefs. Okay. That being said, I just want to thank everybody, and of course, everybody is to enter a comment on the stream after it is over. And of course, any comments. You know what? You have to be invited. That's what it is, and you have to set up an account with Discord. Okay. No. You have to be invited. And I think what you need to set up a Discord account. I'm still learning how to do Discord as well. But in any case, I all your input, and I want to say thank you for all the love that all of you has shown towards me. And of course, I'm going to close the same way I always close. Let us be good with one another. Okay, one more comment. If my just one moment. Okay. So, okay. Okay. Perhaps you might want to think about using it. So that being said, this has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, and I bid everyone a good night. And oops, one more comment. I'm sorry. Let's see what's. Yes, good night. Okay, well, thank you very much again, and oops. So I just want to say good night and peace.